Can you name a single economics professional?
RFK Jr. Tell me one bad thing Donald Trump has done for our country. Go. I went to Harvard for 1 year.
Okay.
I went to Harvard for 1 year, but I left because I didn't want to go there anymore. Think about it, you little atheist.
Okay. Do you think that Jesus would like support either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Trump.
Do you think I have a real job? Watch this.
No, you don't. You're a little soft snowflake, soy boy, little soft ham liberal.
Okay, all right.
You know, you only sound smart in here when you got a whole bunch of little dummies in the chat.
Like you?
I was gonna refrain.
I'm not in the chat. I'm up here debating you.
Is that why you're up on the live?
You're debating you.
What's your debate?
I'm up here debating
what you
buddy.
Lay it down.
Well, tell me this.
He walked right to that one, by the way.
Tell me this. Tell me one bad thing Trump's done for our president.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I got you. So
tell me one bad thing Donald Trump has done for our country. Go.
That hairpiece alone.
Yeah. So Donald Trump specifically, he bragged about wanting to annex Canada, Greenland, and Panama, our allies, and then talked about wanting to own Gaza in the long run, turn it into Trump Gaza, and he saw it as real estate development, right? That's pretty bad. We can also mention how he is putting the United States economically in a position where the Atlanta Fed projected a recession, and that Jerome Powell thinks we're going to see inflation.
I'd like to add that the weird tariff back and forth thing and all this, like the weird threats, has really just like ruined our global reputation. Like no one's ever going to want to F with us ever again. Like we are no one's friend anymore now.
No one's ever going to want to F with us. How come everyone's just coming, trying to make a deal with Trump, pleasing Trump, begging him to do something?
Who?
Tell me
Begging
why.
him to stop,
If no one ever respects us.
Who?
Everyone.
Putin.
China.
Putin's not making a deal because there was
That's
no
why we had to raise our tariffs up all the way.
There were no tariffs put on Putin. So how are there any deals with Putin happening? I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna get the Ukraine and Russia deal done.
He's worked. He has. Putin hasn't showed you that yet.
Oh, okay. You're just totally trolling.
Yeah. The same way I have millions of dollars, I just haven't acquired it.
Because every person's country gets news before other countries. Their news comes out first.
Yeah, there's that much of a distinction. Really?
Is that how the internet works? It's not the World Wide Web. It's just the local web.
Okay. Tell me this. You think you're going to be the one paying them taxes on them tariffs?
Yes.
Probably.
How?
Yeah, I think that's
how? When every single professional tells you otherwise.
That's not true. Every professional agrees with us.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Name a professional. Just one.
I think you just got
Name a professional.
I think you've just been processing propaganda all day long.
Can you name
the propaganda pole stick shoved so far up your ass, poking right out your damn eyeballs?
A professional.
Can you name a single economics professional?
RFK Jr.
He's not an economic professional. But
are you trolling? You got to be trolling, bro.
Name another one.
Dude, no, RFK is not an economist.
He says all of them.
Or he's in the health department.
Yeah,
I name me an economist.
I said, name you an economist? Milton Friedman. I'll name you another economist.
Name a professional. You're so smart there, buddy. This is your live, isn't it? Okay, and what's he say?
What's he say? Ken's he like economics? Right, like, do you want me to refer
about what's going on, buddy?
Well, he's not currently alive. You want me to reference somebody who's currently alive?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jerome Powell.
What's he say? What's his credentials?
Well,
is he a liberal?
No, he's the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and it is the.
So is he a liberal?
No.
Okay.
Not in like the way that you would review it, but like he technically yes. He technically is a liberal. Technically, like most conservatives even are liberals, if you want to say it that way. Like classical liberals.
Make that make sense for me, buddy. Because that clearly doesn't make sense. It's like saying oil and water go together.
What are you saying, bro? What are you
talking about?
What are you
saying? You clearly don't know.
I do. All right.
I've been watching you and your buddy for a while, and every single time you've been on that little blonde guy.
What's his name? What's his name?
Guy.
The little guy.
What's his name?
Dean.
Dean. How often do you watch me and Dean?
I've seen you guys, and then when you've debated actual people who know how to talk, you always get folded.
Who?
Charlie Kirk. That's why you won't get him up again.
Really? He kicked me out of the Turning Point event. Can you tell me one point
Wrong.
he's ever beat me on?
Every single time he's talked to you, little guy. Listen, once you grow up and you see how the world works, you'll realize how much of an ignorant you've been your whole life. Because, dude,
no way this person's real. I just I just name a single point he beat me on.
Abortion.
What about abortion?
About the fact that you shouldn't be killing innocent babies in the womb.
Oh, one, that wasn't even what our conversation was about. Secondly, right? Did you think that he was justified in his position where he said he wouldn't want to retroactively put files in prison?
What did he say?
He said he wouldn't want to retroactively put files who children in prison.
I never heard him say that.
Well, he said it on the Jubilee debate and has over 1 million likes on TikTok.
Because them pedophiles should be in jail.
Yeah. So he said he wouldn't retroactively put them in prison.
Okay, well, everyone messes up every once in a while. No one's perfect. Even professional athletes make mistakes here and there.
And they're the markers for perfection.
Yep, seriously. Hey, MAGA 47. MAGA 40. Have I ever worked a job? Are you trolling?
Like a manual labor one where you're actually doing something good for the country.
What does manual labor mean? Has Trump ever worked manual labor?
Construction, building something, fixing something.
Has Trump ever worked construction?
I don't know. Has he?
Nope. Has he ever had a real job?
You don't know that, buddy. Has he ever had a real job? Yeah, he works one right now. He's the damn president of
That's not
America.
a manual labor job.
Yeah, that's not manual labor.
Oh, he runs the whole country. He's got the hardest job in the world.
But it's not manual labor.
And he's the best, and he's running.
I don't think he runs.
Dude, I don't think this guy's brain is
care
running
about our
properly.
country as a patriot should, man.
Like he runs.
Yeah, I've never seen Trump run before. I'm gonna be telling
you guys are just little
that you bring it up.
MAGA 47.
Have you ever seen Biden run?
MAGA 47.
Yeah, actually.
Have you ever seen Biden?
I've seen him on a bike too.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, but MAGA 47. Do you think I have a real job?
Seen him on a bike. He falls off them bikes. He falls off them bikes.
Do you think I have a real job? Watch this.
No, you don't. You're a little soft snowflake, soy boy, little soft hand liberal.
Okay, all right. What is it? What is a real job?
Snowflakes are beautiful.
I just told you what a real job is. It's when you go do something that fixes it makes people feel better. You're not doing shit, sitting up here processing propaganda all day long.
I make people feel. I do.
What do you do that makes people feel better?
Nothing.
You make people feel better by lying to them and telling them false information.
And now I kind of want to know his job.
Lies.
So then I am doing my job, right?
I feel better.
So you're lying to people, making money off it. That's not good.
Wait, but like I have a job then, right?
No, you don't. You're not doing shit, buddy. I could do this better than you.
Then why don't you do it?
Because it's stupid.
What's so stupid about it?
Well, you should be good
just like you. I don't know, maybe the fact that you haven't named one bad thing Trump's done, you've sat up here and spoke bullshit all day long. He was held civilly liable for. What's he doing right now for our country? What's going on right now, though, huh, buddy? You always focus on the past.
Fascism, crashing the stock market, setting our country up for a recession.
Fascism. You can't even explain that word, little guy.
Yes, I can.
Do it.
Okay.
Less than 2 sentences. Go.
In less than 2 sentences?
Why is there a sentence limit now?
Yeah, seriously. Because I'm going to reference things typically that fascists believe in, like ultranationalism, like scapegoating people to unify for a unifying cause, right? The against democracy, right? We can talk about how they center, right, this idea of national identity, right, in order to be able to convince people that they're upholding some sort of common purpose. Why shouldn't we
feel like we're national? Feel like we're an American identity?
Now he's arguing for fascism. Okay, so
why shouldn't we feel like Americans, huh? Why shouldn't we be proud to be Americans?
You should be proud to be American, but we can't be proud to be an American when we have a rapist as the president. when we have a guy who undermines our democracy, our rule of law, our
But I don't think
constitution.
that's true. I don't think that. I don't think that's true. You think Donald Trump would do that?
You think this country's founded on the rule of law, on democracy, on our constitution?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Donald Trump undermines every single one of those things. So how can you argue that he's so great?
You don't. Everyone has said that. They have yet to explain it.
Yet to explain how he's undermined our rule of law. I'll give you an example. He doesn't accept, right, the 34 felonies he's been convicted of, him being held civilly liable. He doesn't accept the
which
court
ones?
cases.
All the little felonies that got written up by the DNC to throw him in jail for
they aren't
nothing?
written up by the DNC. It's falsification of business records in the first degree. Also, there's also court cases that indicated that he didn't win the 2020 election. 60 plus court cases that indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election. He didn't accept any of those court cases related to the election.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe
the court system in our democracy?
Do you believe in Jesus?
I believe Jesus existed, but I'm not a Christian.
Do you think Jesus would do bad things?
Yes.
He hung out with sinners, so that was kind of like his whole thing, right?
You think Jesus would do bad things?
Yeah.
You got
We all
Satan
do.
riddled in you, buddy, and I
humans
hope one
do.
day it comes out.
I mean, I don't believe in the idea of like Jesus being a perfect person.
Yeah, that was like his whole thing. He was just a
If
dude.
you're saying all these bad things, do you think Jesus would do what Trump did?
No.
Why?
I think that even Jesus's position would be significantly better than Trump, of course. Like Jesus talked about, like, providing for the sick and the poor.
Trump is...
Ask MAGA 47 what's his highest level of education. MAGA 47, did you hear me?
I went to Harvard for 1 year.
Okay.
I went to Harvard for 1 year, but I left because I didn't want to go there anymore.
Name one of your professors.
Alfred Hannity.
Alfred Hannity?
Professor Hannity, but he got fired. You can't find him anymore. He's off the list.
Yeah, but like digital record, he would still exist.
He doesn't exist. He's a fake person.
Right.
No, he wouldn't be there. He got fired for something horrible.
What did he get fired for?
No, he wouldn't be there. They removed him. I can't say. Why does it matter where I went? Where did you go?
I'm not asking like where you went. I just asked like what was your did you graduate?
No, I went there for 1 year and realized it was bullshit. I could learn it all on my own, but quicker. And that's what I did. I went home and I taught it all to myself and learned it in 1 year compared to 4.
I have a question. What state is Harvard located in?
I don't want to dox myself.
What? That's not doxing. You don't go there anymore.
Where you went to school once.
I'm not gonna tell you. You can look it up on Google.
Okay. I can look it up on Google. You can't figure it out?
I know where it was because I went there, dip.
I have a question. If Jesus came into the country illegally, would you let him stay in the country or would you deport Jesus?
If it was Jesus could do whatever Jesus needed to do.
So you wouldn't deport Jesus? But he came into the country illegally.
No, it's Jesus. But it's Jesus.
Okay. Next question.
Think about it, you little atheist.
Okay. Do you think that Jesus would like support either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Trump.
Really? You think Jesus would vote for Trump? Why so?
How come out of the two of them, Trump has the best relationship with Jesus, so along with everyone else?
Do you think someone's Christian if they like never ask God for forgiveness? If someone has never asked God for forgiveness, are they Christian?
I don't even know what that means.
What? You're a Christian, but you don't know that asking God for forgiveness is a part of repentance?
In fairness, that's more like Catholicism, but yeah, it's pretty basic as well.
Oh, I think his mind is broke. MAGA Mobile?
Just wait until the little video about you comes out. We're gonna drop this video on you, and your whole career is gonna be fucked.
What video?
We'll drop it on YouTube.
So
the video
is gonna expose you.
I would have to agree.
What video?
We've been working on it for a while.
Who's we?
A few of us, who you really are. We're gonna release it, and all your little fans are gonna realize.
Who am I
you're
really?
Gonna have to repent to Jesus.
Who am I really?
You didn't vote for Kamala Harris. You voted for Trump.
Kamala? Kamala. So just to clarify, you think I voted for Donald Trump? Okay, so I just want to let you know that's like actually like publicly verifiable information that I voted for Kamala Harris.